wanted to start a new series because I found it a bit hard to find some systematic topics to talk about and reflect on. And I brought this two set of cards just to have some hints to have deep talk with my friends. But I rarely use it, to be honest, because the people who I want to deep talk with, we naturally get into these topics without any cards, so we don't really need this. But I already bought it, so I really want to use it. And I think I will also be really interested in my answers 10 years later, like what's the difference. So I'm gonna draw one card every time I capture a video, and I will answer it with like a structured way I create. So the first part is how I feel about the question itself. So am I very familiar with this? I think about it before, or do I like it? Do I hate it? Or like, do I feel it a bit confusing? And then the second part is my answer, of course. And the third part is kind of optional. So if I discuss this with my friends before, I might talk about like what's the difference between us and like what's potential reason of the difference I can think of. So let's start with this very first one. So I draw this yesterday, so it's not a cheating. I really draw it. I'm not sure if you can read that. So what big decision in your life felt scary at the time, but looking back was the best decision you could have made? I really like this question, to be honest, because I'm a person who loves changes. So I always make decisions, like usually quite big decisions for myself. And because my parents and like my family, they are all very independent like me, so we don't really like intervene others' decision. So every decision is like solely made by myself, like based on all the analysis and all the information I can get. So it's kind of quite interesting to me. So my answer is a bit complicated though, because when you think back, every decision I made is quite, like when you think back, even though you were scary at that moment, you find it nothing anymore at the moment. I don't know, like, so it's hard to kind of recall some scary moment when I made big decision. And also I'm not a person who gets scary when I make decision. It's more like nervous, I would say. So I will feel that there are uncertainty, but I won't say it's scary, because since I was small, I made a lot of big decisions by myself, and I grow every time. I gain a lot, I improve myself a lot. So since then, I know that every decision I made will make myself a better person, so I'm not scary at all. But if you're asking me to find one, I would say going to Hong Kong University of Science and Technology is the best decision I have made, and I was a bit hesitant before I made that decision, because to local student, honestly, like even though UST is the top 3 university in Hong Kong and is also ranked pretty high, like QS 50 in the world, but like it is still not the like top choice for Hong Kong student. Like most of us will choose like Chinese University of Hong Kong or University of Hong Kong, because they are more traditional and older. Like they have like a longer history, and yeah, UST is quite new and quite young, so people have not gained much confidence regarding this. So most of my friends, if they have ability to get into those two universities, they will get there. Well, at that moment, I can freely choose from any of these three universities, and I still choose UST. There are two main reasons. One reason is that I already knew some senior before I make the choice, and they're really great people, and I still think so. I learn a lot from them. And the second big decision, second big reason is that I'm not really into the culture of University of Hong Kong. So it's a very posh and like cupping culture. I don't really like that. I'm more of like more of a nerd. I like studying. Like I like knowledge, and Chinese University of Hong Kong like is more like an art school, while I'm more like a business engineering student. Like, so I don't really like that. I'm not really good at languages or like philosophy or something like that. So I didn't think about that as well. And why is this the best decision I've ever made? I really meet a lot of great and excellent and brilliant people in the university. A lot of students graduate hate the school because it's very competitive. You need to study extremely hard to get an A grade, and it's just really hard. Like, but I just learned a lot, even though I was crying while I'm studying math. And I think many of them, I didn't keep a contact with them, so I'm not like emotionally like be friend with them, if that makes sense. But I really learned a lot of knowledge, how they treat people and how they studies and how they see the world. So I think this is really the best decision I've ever made. Like, also because most of my friends in the universities I come from mainland China, so a group of people which I rarely get in touch with or know about before getting into UST. So it's a brand new like experience or knowledge which I get from them. So I think many of my values really shaped in the university, and I'm really proud of them. Like, most of them are really good ones. So this will be my best decision ever, and it's quite a big decision, I guess. So this is my answer. I don't think I discussed this with my friends, so my cat is getting in, opening the door himself.